Okay, so we have the science project, and we have to tell about Newton's laws. But we can't do it here. We gotta go somewhere special. Newton's first law. Oh my! A cookie!
An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by a force. That force is Caroline. The object is the cookie. ¿Te gusta comer galleta?
The second part of Newton's first law of motion, that an object in motion will stay in motion unless a force acts upon it. In this case, the frisbee, air resistance, and maybe the wall.
Basically, to summarize all of that, the first law of motion says that an object at rest will stay at rest, or an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force.
Newton's second law. The second law of motion states that the force of an object is equal to its mass times acceleration, or F equals ma.
Newton's second law states that force equals mass times acceleration. Basically, it says that lighter objects will be easier to move than heavier objects. For example, the tennis ball takes almost no effort to move. But this garbage thing... Okay, we're still going. Okay, but this garbage thing takes a lot more effort to push.
Cut. F equals ma pretty much describes the relationship between the mass and the force needed to accelerate it. So let's take my dog, for example. She roughly weighs about 100 kilograms, let's say. And she accelerates at a speed of about 3 meters per second. So if you multiply 100 by 3, pretty much the force needed to accelerate my dog is about 300.
Comprende?
Comprende?
Comprende.
Newton's third law. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there's an equal yet opposite reaction. For example, Mila and the ball. When Mila bounces the ball onto the ground, it should bounce right back up and hit her in the face.
Ow. Doing it that? Are we still okay?
Keep going, just keep going, I'll cut it. Like that. No, we got it.
The second example of Newton's third law states that if I kick the ball with an amount of force, the same amount will push back into my foot. So the reaction is that I made a hole in the wall and I stubbed my toe.
Mila!
Whoops.
So pretty much what that all means is that whatever force an object gives is going to directly be shot back into it. Like me jumping on this trampoline. I pushed down on the trampoline and it shot me right back up. Wow, that's such a good video. What was your favorite part?
That was ours too.
Hope you enjoyed and learned something from this. Bye! Okay, so we need a video for science. It's all about Newton's laws. Just trying to cut it. Okay, so we have this video for science, and we need to show some examples for this. So follow us. Come on. Okay, so we need a video for science. So we're gonna show you each examples of what we're gonna do. Follow me. It should already be pre-opened. A cookie!
An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by a force, like this cookie.
No, the force would be me!
Right, the force is Caroline, who's acting upon...
No, don't make me cut that. Let's just do it.
Aww.
No, I did not make me cut that. The second part,
Sorry, that was really late.
The second part of Newton's first law of motion is that an object in motion will stay in motion unless a force acts upon it. In this case, the frisbee and air resistance. The second law of motion states that the force of an object is
You
equal
are
to...
clearly looking.
So F equals ma is... Newton's third law of motion states that an object with an... Okay, so the first example of Newton's third law is that an object...
This is the first example of Newton's third law. The action is that I throw the ball down, and the reaction is that it'll hit me, that it will bounce back up. That worked great. We need to try that again. Oh, how about me just introduce it and then I actually do it?
Yeah, I'll get hit in the face. I'll take one for the team. I'll get hit in the face.
No,
I'll take
no,
one.
I know what we can do.
No, I'll take one for the team and I'll get hit in the face. Okay, it's still going. Oh my god. Wow, that was a great video. What was your favorite part?
That was ours too.